sky. Well, you cry out and you don't know why. Yeah. Come on now, let your feet fly. Come on now, let's go for a ride. Come on now, let your feet fly. Oh, let it fly. Come on, come on.
Live.
We're live. All right. I'm Joey Izzy Dakota Jones.
Ash Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday, and this is
I'm John Michael Lind.
Right here, in
John.
person.
Yes,
in the flash.
in person.
Which camera am I looking at?
You're looking at all of them.
All of them, okay.
Yeah,
That's probably YouTube. I think that's
Instagram,
Instagram. That's Facebook. That's
Cool.
to YouTube.
yeah.
This is the biggest audience I've had in weeks.
Probably about probably 2,000 people right now. Yeah.
I'm talking 5 cameras.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Got 2 people out last night.
So
I'm
anyways,
telling you that.
you play a lot of country music, John, right?
Yeah,
So is those your roots
all
mainly?
country. Well, to go way back, my parents loved the kind of the old traditional folk music, Kingston Trio and stuff.
Okay.
And that's kind of when I remember being in the car and singing along 500 miles, all that old stuff. And then, of course, the Beatles came and changed my world, John Lennon. So he's a huge influence. And I went through that 60s thing. And then I have to say, Van Morrison is probably the biggest musical influence I had.
Oh, cool.
I'm from Saskatchewan. I grew up in the city.
Oh, whereabouts in Saskatchewan?
In Regina.
In Regina,
Yeah,
right on.
yeah. The town.
So you're a Rough Riders fan?
The town whose name rhymes with fun. I've got a Rough Riders pick.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Put that away!
This lion's gonna roar.
No, I got killed the other day.
Oh yeah.
Not this week, the week before. Got slaughtered.
So Van Morrison's a huge influence. But then I got in after high school. I got in with a gang of kind of country and alt country guys,
Okay.
and the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band.
Oh,
with that
great band.
The Circle Be Unbroken. That one with the
Yeah,
trad country.
yeah.
That changed my. When
I love the
heard
Nitty
Doc
Gritty.
Watson-
I like their version of Mr. Bojangles.
Oh,
They
that's
did a great
great
version. Yeah.
And so Doc Watson was the first voice I heard in real country that really grabbed me. But I've never gone Nashville. I'm probably more of an Austin guy.
Yes.
You know, kind of that flavor.
I like the Austins, the
Yeah.
Texas style. Yeah.
But I don't, you know, the closest I come to playing real trad kind of country is I do a Johnny Cash song. I'll do Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys.
Yeah.
But my repertoire is really diverse. Like I'll play Ramones songs, you know, I play AC/DC, I play Spirit in the Sky, you know. But they all come out because I got a little bit of that country in my soul. So they all come out with a little bit of that twang, a little bit of that alt country thing. So that's the Americana, Canadiana roots thing.
The roots
So,
thing, yeah.
You know, I kind of at times I feel like I'm it's false advertising. I'm wearing a cowboy hat and cowboy boots, but I'm all hat and no cattle kind of thing. Right?
Yes, gotcha.
You know, it's more it more exemplifies what's in my soul. But people are disappointed when I don't know every Merle Haggard song. You know?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting is so you come from the prairies, right? So the prairies have got a lot of country music.
Oh,
right?
it's all around.
It's all around.
You couldn't avoid it.
Because half the provinces in country, it's all in farming areas anyways,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So of course they're gonna love country music, right?
Yeah.
Because it's rootsy.
Yeah.
And it has a down home feel to it, right? And Canadian country is is really big, right?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
because you're looking at
Shania.
Shania Twain, yeah, but yeah, you got her. You got like Stompin' Tom.
You got
Gardner.
Stompin' Tom,
Or
Pete.
or Blunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hank Snow.
Yeah, Hank Snow.
And then Blue Rodeo.
Blue Rodeo's great. What a great band.
That's where my heart
I-
lives. My
yeah.
heart lives in the same lane as Blue Rodeo.
Really good band. I saw them a couple times at the PD in the last couple of years,
Yeah.
and I really learned to appreciate them. You know, I was at the show and I just thought, you know what? These guys are, and I know they're all really good musicians.
Yeah.
And you can see it in the band, but they write and craft really good songs.
Oh yeah.
Like they're really good at what they do.
It kind of helps they had one of the best voices on earth in Jim Cuddy.
Oh yeah, Jim Cuddy's very good.
Like
Yeah,
that
he's a
guy.
good singer.
You know, Greg Keeler plays my all-time favorite guitar solo on 5 Days in May.
Yeah.
That janky, crazy solo he plays.
Yeah.
I love that guy's crazy brain and
Yeah,
how he
yeah.
makes music.
Yeah, no, I just think they have a lot of. They bring a lot to the roots feel.
Yeah. And you know, I'm not the elbows up guy, but the, Blue Rodeo stayed Canadian. Like
Yeah.
they tried to break into the States and they're like, no, we don't need this, and they've stayed Canadian. They
Yeah.
didn't seek to go big.
Yeah.
It's like Michael Hogan, my father-in-law, actor. It's like, and he's a Canadian actor,
Yeah.
and that's what he is, man, and that's what he wants to be. And Susan too. That's what they want to be. They don't
Yeah.
want to go to LA. They don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different world. Yeah, well, Blue Rodeo wrote that song, you know, What Am I Doing Here? About playing at a country fair in the States. They broke into the US and he's like, looking at a Ferris wheel and there's people walking by. No one's even listening to us. And
Yeah,
Keeler
right.
was like, that's it, we're done. And they just told their manager, no more US.
Yeah.
So here's something that Joe and I were talking about. Like, you're on the road a lot,
Yeah.
and then you're on the road with just your guitar and you, right?
Yep. I don't even use any pedals or loopers or nothing.
Right. And then I was thinking about it, and I was like a troubadour, man.
Yeah.
Just cruising the country by yourself, doing the thing.
It's going through Gordon Lightfoot's song, "The Minstrel of the Dawn is Here," is always going through my mind. You know, I'm a traveling troubadour. That's a great way to put it. Yeah, and it's
Because I've been following you on Instagram, and you're all over the place, man.
Yeah.
Like constantly.
yeah.
Like, you're coming back to the Brighton soon.
Yeah, I'm there in is it in early August? That's right.
Early August, you're back, yeah.
I don't even know what town I'm in half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're constantly on the road, right?
Yeah, and it's get up 7:30, play 3.5 hours, get off the stage at 1 in the morning, get on the 7:30 ferry, go to the next island.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And you know what? I love it. I love it.
It's cool,
Yeah,
man.
best job
And
I've
that's,
ever had.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's bringing the culture to the people, man.
Well, Elizabeth Gilbert wrote that book called Big Magic. She had Eat, Pray, Love, this kind of new wave kind of stuff.
Yeah.
My buddy said, you got to read this book, Big Magic. And the one thing I got from her, she said, I don't think it's fair to ask my creativity to pay my bills.
Oh, cool.
And I heard that and I was like, oh, I've taken all financial goals out of my career, and my mission statement is simple. I want to bring joy to as many people as I can with my music, both live and recorded.
Dude,
That's
last
what I'm
time you
doing.
played at the Brighton, everyone was screaming, singing along, freaking out. It was so funny, man. It was so fun.
It's so great. If I can touch one person's soul in a night, I'm happy.
Oh, you touched the whole room that night. It was incredible.
It's beautiful. What a gift, that I've been given to be driving around in my van doing this.
That's amazing.
Here's my van.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So
That's my van right
that's your
there.
van.
Yeah.
So when did you do this CD? When did?
I was in the studio. We recorded in February and March of last year.
Right.
It took me a year to get the artwork straight in my head. I asked my graphic artist for a cover,
That's a
and
great cover.
and it sucked so bad that I had to back off and rethink it. And I said, what I want something like the Pilsner beer label.
Yeah,
Right?
That's like bunny beer kind of.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
And it's got all like Easter eggs from my song, right? Like I've got a song about Golden Eagle, and I've got songs about trains and stuff.
Right on.
And then this is supposed to represent the kind of the North Okanagan where I live, the rolling hills and stuff.
Right on.
And then of course my van. My van, I'm not one of those guys who names their cars.
Yeah.
But I named the van. I called the van Georgie.
Sure, why not?
Well, because I named it after a guy named George Ivan Morrison.
Oh,
Van Morrison, that's his real name.
That's his real name, yeah.
And like I say, he's my biggest musical influence, really. And even though I only do a few of his songs, that guy has opened his heart to us for 60 years
yeah.
and let us in. And with all his troubles and what he's had as a performer, every time he's on stage, it's ripped my heart open and come on in and live in my life.
Yeah,
And that's what I want. I want to connect my heart with your heart.
Yeah.
And Van does that as well as anyone. And that is my inspiration. you know, someone, I don't write songs like Van, I don't sing like Van, no one can. But the heart, that's what I get from him.
Yeah.
Only Van can Van.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
a white van.
In the white van,
In
yeah.
the white van.
In East Van.
So where are you next? Where are you going next? You're here.
Squamish tomorrow night.
Squamish tomorrow night.
Yeah,
Where-
at
where's
Tricksters.
Squamish? Oh, nice.
Tricksters Hideout. And I'm sharing a bill with Matt Peterson Muirhead from, he's in a rock band here in town. I can't remember the name of his band. But Matt and I are doing a songwriter thing there tomorrow at
Oh,
Tricksters.
cool.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well, so what time does that start?
I think that's 7:30.
7:30.
Yeah.
So that'll be.
Is it
Squamish.
up by then?
Yeah.
If you see this on YouTube, go tonight.
Yeah. Squamish.
Squamish.
And if you're watching it live tomorrow, go tomorrow.
East of Squampton.
Yeah, Squamish.
Straight out of
Yeah,
Squampton.
yeah.
Yeah, and then I head to Princeton, play
Yeah.
Thomasina's there, which is a beautiful little place, great audiences there. And I play a gig in Kelowna, and then I come back down to Langley
Wow.
and play a gig in Langley. Then I'm back up there again, and then I'm back down to Langley a week later.
Wow.
Well,
That's great.
He
That's
offered me 2 shows, and you can't say no to a guy like that.
No.
You know, so I'll honor that, and I'm not even going to make any money. I'm going to spend it all on gas going back and forth. But you know what? It's another chance to play.
Yeah.
And I'm not independently wealthy. I can't put a song in my gas tank. I need the money, but I stopped focusing on it.
Yeah, yes. I
And
hear
you want to hear something crazy? As soon as I stop focusing on the money,
Yeah.
I'm making more money.
Yeah,
Well, for
right.
sure,
That's
for
cool.
sure. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, you know.
Well, how about this? I don't care if anybody comes to get a haircut. Honestly, I hope nobody comes. Now I'm gonna be rolling in it, boys.
Well, you know, yeah, exactly.
But you know, it's funny like that. Like I I was at the Kitsilano Showboat the other night with Ash, and we were presenting some bands for playing and introducing them. And anyways, I had one guy come up to me. I won't name the name. Who came up from another festival, and he says to me, he goes, "I want your band to play at my festival, right?" And I said, "Yeah, okay." He says, "But you know, I can't pay you anything." And I looked at him and says, "I don't care." And he goes, "What do you mean?" I says, "We don't care about that. If you want us to come play and we are capable of making a date with you, we'll come and we'll honor it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Cool.
if we get paid, we're great. Pay us." That's all I'm going to say. You know, so what I was trying to say to the guy, to us it doesn't matter anymore. Like we're not planning to get rich from this, you know. And if we do get rich from it, great. You know,
Great. It's like
but you know the reward. Then there's a reward. But like
it's like buying a lottery ticket, but a lottery ticket doesn't soothe your soul. You know.
No.
So you may as well
no,
do what makes you feel right.
yeah, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you turn around and you're playing music and
Yeah, the payments, the music.
yeah, exactly, yeah,
And the people.
and the people
The-
and
the connection.
Yeah, and you, even like in my situation, you know, I have a band, so it's nice just to hang out with the people of my band.
Yeah.
You know, like Ash, we played a show we just down here, and Ash came, and everybody's seeing Ash, and everybody's talking
It
to
was
Ash in
great.
the band, and they're hugging Ash. They haven't seen Ash for a while, and everybody's happy, right? So it seems like a small thing in life, but it's not.
It's super nice.
It's what people. It's like you say, you're connecting with people.
Yeah.
And,
When Bonnie had the barbecue for you
Yes.
guys, and that was just
And then look
For you
at
guys.
Emily the other
Yeah.
night, the other day, and she hadn't seen her for Emily hugged her, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
And so it was just like I saw that and went, oh, this is nice. See, and that's
So beautiful.
rewarding. It's like that was the rewarding part of the actually doing the gig, watching somebody else give somebody else a hug who you haven't seen for a while. And I kind of went like, that is so cool. I haven't seen that in people like acknowledge one another like that very often, right?
Yeah.
You don't get to see that very
Beautiful.
often. And when you do, you know, it's with all the shit that's going on the planet, it's so much nicer when you get the nicer stuff, right?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Bring it down to the human
And that's-
level and-
That stuff's lovely, man.
Yeah.
Right? Like sharing music and art and the passion, like that's the stuff.
That's what
Yeah,
you know.
That's why everybody's like, oh, I haven't seen you for so long.
Yeah.
Because we bond over these things,
Yeah.
man. We
Yeah.
bond over these things, man.
Bond over that.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it just made me think of the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Those guys don't need the money.
No.
they're at least Keith's doing it for the love. I don't know about Mick, but
Oh, they all are, yeah.
But
they
like
are.
you look at
At
Keith
this
now,
point, dude.
he's got a huge smile.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my, he's just.
Well, they all do, yeah.
You know, 70, what, almost 70 years
Who
in,
I
60
saw,
years in.
was you I saw with? I saw, we're gonna get you to play a song, but just before that, I saw an interview the other day with Alice Cooper, and they asked Alice, oh yeah, I was over at Kent's place, so they asked Alice, they said, so hey Alice, you know, you're playing forever, like you never stop. And he goes, well, you know, I love it, right? You know, and he says, I'm a lifer. So he says, and he goes, yeah, a guy goes, you know, I don't get it, like you and, you know, Paul McCartney and the Stones and who, like you guys just keep all going. He goes, yeah, but, you know, it isn't about the money. They don't need the money. I don't need the money anymore.
Yeah.
If it was about money, we would have quit a long time ago,
Yeah.
all of us.
Yeah.
He says, we're lifers. So he says, what's in it for us is we like playing the music.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter
Yeah.
about anything else but just playing the music. So he said, you know, if Paul McCartney couldn't play arenas anymore, he'd be playing outside on the street with acoustic guitar,
Yeah, right.
and he'd still be there doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And nobody could stop him from doing that. And he'd be totally happy. So
Yeah.
he says, I got news for you. People like that don't go till they drop.
Yeah.
Because that's who they are, right?
It's like you see Keith sitting in his house, noodling on the guitar,
Yeah.
just by himself. He's like, that guy can't not play that thing.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, and you look at guys like Pablo Casals in their 90s, you know.
Yes.
You know, and I love that quote, you know. It's like, you know, you're in your 90s and you're still practicing. Why? And he goes, well, I think I'm making progress.
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing about music. You'll never reach the end of it. No one is perfect. The greatest musicians on earth, they still are learning. John
Yeah.
McLaughlin is still
Oh,
learning.
John McLaughlin's amazing.
John Fogerty from Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Yeah.
He gets invited to all these festivals and guitar fests. You know what his big request on his rider is? His rock star request? You know, when he goes to Eric Clapton's Crossroads, Eric, can you give me a guitar lesson, please? That's what John Fogerty's rock star demand is.
Wow.
Because he doesn't think he's a very good guitar player.
Yeah, so he's always wanting to learn.
And he's always learning. And if you're not, you know,
Oh, when you
and
play
he's better than
Fortunate
ever.
Son over across the street, people just went crazy
Ah,
for that.
ah.
Right? That was great.
That guy, I learned one of his songs, a song from 2006. I learned it recently, and it is just as good as all those great hits. That guy he's just.
They wrote a lot. They wrote monster hits.
Oh, that
All the
guy,
songs are
he
monster
writes such
hits.
great songs. He's just one of those
Yeah.
people who's just got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was here last summer at the P&E.
Was he?
Yeah, and one of my friends in horse opera went and saw him. The singer guy went
Okay.
and
They're good band.
and
Yeah.
he went and saw them, and he said he only did an hour
Yeah.
because his son has a band,
Yep.
and his son band kind of is the backup band
Yeah.
for. So his son come out. They play the first 45 minutes, and
Okay.
then John comes out and plays with them. And he only plays, maybe less than an hour, because he health-wise, he can't do that.
He's 80.
Yeah, so he just comes out, but he said, you know, he came up to 45 minutes, it just, the
fingers
singing
still
and the
work.
playing, he says, just really,
And
really
he's
good.
singing in the same key.
Yeah, that's really tough to
That's
do.
crazy.
I mean, Paul McCartney can't do that
no
anymore.
one can. No.
Yeah, that's true.
Van
84 years old,
Morrison is-
84, you know, you're singing
Yeah.
like that. That's
Tony Bennett, everyone has to drop down.
Yeah, you have to change, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's hear you do a song.
Okay.
That'd be awesome.
I'll play the title track off the record.
Okay.
Sweet, dude.
Now,
I'm just gonna be over
this
here.
song got its genesis in Grandview Park on Commercial Drive one day.
Hippie Bongo Park to those in the know.
Is that what it's called? Hippie Bongo Park?
Yes, sir.
And it took me 20 years to write it. Just before I left on this tour, I was going through my files and I found 6 versions of this song, none of which were keepers. And then about just before the album came out, it kind of came together. And it's the title track off the album now. It's called Lightning Rod. And it's about a guy, you know, who gets in the middle of trouble through no fault of his own. My friend Rod is a free-thinking man with a heart as big as a pine. he's caring and he's happy, playing his guitar. Some folks think he's crazy, 'cause he follows his own mind. You know you can count on Rob to be faithful and be kind. When a storm is brewing and you fear the wrath of God, he'll stand up, take the hit. They call him Lightning Rod. Well, he stands up for family and friends, and people on the street. Maybe he don't look like much, he's the toughest bugger you'll ever meet. People underestimate him 'cause he wears a smile, but he don't take him any crap, not even for a little while. When a storm is brewing and you fear the wrath of God, he'll stand up, take the hit. They call him Lightning Rod. So if you need a brother, or if you need a friend, Rod will stand beside you till the bitter end. He'll keep you safely moored, protected from the storm. There's always room in Rod's big heart to keep you safe and warm. When a storm is brewing and you fear the wrath of God, he'll stand up, take the hit. They call him Lightning Rod. You can count on Lightning Rod.
All right, that was awesome, dude.
That was great.
Thank you.
So neat.
Thanks, man.
So
Great
good.
lyrics, great lyrics.
Yeah.
Thank you very
that's
much.
awesome.
Yeah.
Has Lightning Rod heard that song?
Yeah.
That's the best. I love that.
I've never been asked that. That's a very good question.
So where do you get your songs from? When your ideas, where they come in from?
Well, you know, like so many singer-songwriters, I started out with Heartbreak.
Right.
You know, and a lot of the first songs. But at some point, I gave up on Heartbreak. I don't want that. You know, I don't need that, and I'm in a great spot. And what that taught me in writing my first few songs that way was the feeling inside when something like that starts to come through. So now I'll something will hit me and I'll get a line.
Yeah.
Typically, I'll get a line, pretty much just the title.
Yeah.
And then I'll craft it from there. Mostly I'm an inspirational songwriter. Lately I've been sitting down and I'm saying, okay, Wednesday I'm going to sit down for 2 hours, I'm going to write a song. And
There
I'm
you
at
go.
the point now where I can do that.
Nice.
I can
good.
churn out a song in 2 hours. No, it always takes months to fine tune it and woodshed it. and get it right.
Yeah.
But I can get a song out so I can start kind of right on demand. I'm not relying on that inspiration to hit. But it's still, you know, I've got hundreds of starts and hundreds of memos in my phone and you know, and pieces of scraps of paper. So I'll just mine those and I'll just work through those. So often it starts with the title, but sometimes there's a riff. And if I get a riff with the right rhythm and then some words come that match that rhythm, that will often drive a song too. And then I bang them out pretty quick, and then I feel like a blacksmith. I got to get out the hammer and tongs
Yeah.
I gotta beat that thing into a song.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
because one of my songs that's on my record here, I wrote 12 verses. You know, and,
Right.
and I'm not Bob Dylan. I can't put a 12-verse song out there. And so I had to pare that down, and I picked the 3 ones I
Yes,
liked the best.
yeah.
They weren't necessarily the best verses, but the ones that worked together best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the hammer and tongue, and that's the work and the craft. Like Steve Earle says, you know, the chorus, the first verse, that's easy. The rest, that's work.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And Steve
He's
Earle is
right.
one of the greatest songwriters we know. And really, and I've taken that to heart. It is a lot of work involved to craft that. You know, you get out a saw and you build a kitchen cabinet, or you know, you build a kitchen cabinet.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, gotcha.
So, so I come at it both ways. I come at it from the words, or I come at it from the music.
Yeah, so it depends what comes out first, right?
Yeah, what it just happens to resonate. What happens
Yeah,
to
yeah,
vibrate
yeah.
in there. Yeah.
And where'd you record that?
I recorded that at Flash Recording here in town, Andrew Conroy's studio. But we rented it. My engineer, Jackson Gardner, he's a local hotshot. I want to win a Juno, and if it's no one else, I want Jackson to win the Juno. The
Yes.
work he did on this, when you listen to it, you'll hear what I mean.
Yeah.
He's one of these, sorry Jackson, ADHD kids. He, you know, on the mouse in the Pro Tools, yeah, I can't even watch what he's doing.
He's so fast, yeah.
And here's what he did. Like, you can hear the mix, you can hear the EQ, you can hear the reverb, you can hear all that stuff. What you can't hear is time.
Yeah.
And in the Pro Tools, in the computer now, you can move things
Yes.
in time. You can nudge them
Yes.
milliseconds at a time.
Yes.
And what he did, because the way we recorded it, I didn't have a huge budget, so the session guys came in. I had kind of the top B-level session guys, basically Spank Williams band. I got all Spank's guys, Jerome, Emmett Jerome, and Ty Murray, and Cy, and Johnny Evans playing on it. And they would come in, one guy would come in one day and he would record his parts, and the next guy would come in another day and record his
That's
parts.
right.
So they weren't in the room grooving together.
No.
And even the top studio guys, they can't always groove and get the pocket through the headphones.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
yeah.
It's very, very difficult.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Jackson is able to massage and put things. When you listen to this, you'll hear the grooves and you'll hear the pocket.
Yes.
And I'm not taking anything away from these players, they're great, but it's just a hard process.
It
And
is.
Jackson built the groove. That's what I mean. You can't hear
Yeah.
that he did that.
Right.
It
Yeah.
just sounds like
It's
we're
just
playing great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
when I heard the finished product, I was gobsmacked.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to sound
So that
this
type-
good.
Yeah, that's great.
And he's got all the other stuff too, all the technical stuff. He's got
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
But he's a musician and he's an artist in his own
Yeah.
right.
So that's what you get from a good producer engineer guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny though, he won't take a producer tag.
Huh.
He only says he might another project, but he's like, no, I didn't produce this, John. You produced this. I only engineered it.
It sounds like he produced it. Right? It sounds like it.
That's what I said, but he won't take that credit.
That's cool, man.
And he wouldn't let me put it on there.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So,
So
but
he.
whatever, I want to win him a Juno because he
Yeah.
deserves it.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. There you go. So are you going to go record again? Help.
I will. Yes,
Are you working on that?
I've got enough material together for the next record. I'm already woodshedding it,
Yes.
and so I don't even have this record out officially yet.
Oh, so you just released this one, yeah?
Well, I haven't. I released a single, so
That's the way you got to do these days. You got to just take the album and keep releasing singles off it, because that's what we do.
Yeah.
And then eventually, you know, because it's nowadays people, it's attention spans.
Attention
If
spans are-
if you did an album, you do a whole album, you release it, nobody knows it anymore. Nobody
Exactly.
cares.
Exactly.
Anybody
So-
watching this, come to the barber shop. I'll give you one.
Yeah.
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 We have copies here for you.
Yes, and you know, it's just like.
We won't give you both because we want to keep one, but we'll give you one.
Oh, one. Oh, I see. Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
But like I said, it's I mean, like you gotta release the song by song.
Yeah.
And then you get
Well,
what
it's a
you put
different
into
world
the
now
album.
too, right?
What's
Yeah,
that?
Because that's what you guys are, just singles based now.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we do singles till we get an album. So we say 8 songs.
Yeah.
So we keep recording,
And then master them into one
Yeah,
thing.
into one usually, and then you can remaster everything after you've got it all put out, right? And so as long as you got the original taste.
So
So
if you got the stems, you can always
Magic
remix
dust on.
even for the for
yes,
the album. right?
yes, that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
And
so-
then you can release all those different versions. There's
Yes.
so we've got a lot more flexibility. Even though
Yeah.
even though it seems like Spotify, I make 1 millionth of a penny. I'm like, but you know what? Back in the day, how was a guy like me gonna get the opportunity for people all over the world to hear my music? I'm not
Dude.
listening yet.
For
but,
sure.
But I have that. now.
there's tons of.
And it cost me $30 a year.
That's what the
For my
reason
distributor.
that Joe and I started doing that. That I even talked. I've seen Joe around the neighborhood for 1,000 years.
Yeah, me too.
Right. I was like, ugh. And then one day I was just like, "Who are you, man?"
Yeah.
And we became friends.
Yes.
And then I was like, "Oh, what band are you in?" And he said, "Oh, this band, that band." "Oh, you ever played at Princeton?" Because I love the Princeton.
Yeah.
And oh yeah. How many people you get down there? He said, "I don't care." What are you talking about, man? And then he told me, we stream everything, 3,000 people watch it.
Yeah. So we stream every show.
wow.
So
Right.
what we do is you could do that. You could sit there, get a couple. You get a couple phones, find like a rehearsal hall like Pandora's, right?
Yeah.
Where you can stream. They have the streaming capability. Like put your phones up and just do a concert by yourself.
Joe played the barbershop.
And you'd be surprised,
Joe's band.
John, at how big your following will get. You just have to be consistent at it. So like, the first year, we do it, you only get like maybe 300-400 people, and then the next time, the next year it starts to get, now we got like, 1,000, and then the next year, now we got 2,000, right?
See,
and
I've
then
read
also we
this
got
stuff.
3,000. So it does happen.
I've read about it, and
Yeah.
they tell you that you get all this advice online and everything, but to actually hear it from the horse's mouth,
Yeah,
a
you-
guy who's
And
actually
online.
done it,
And
all
you
of a
could-
sudden,
you could do it.
We're
John,
also
you could do
online.
it at your gigs too. Just stream, hook it up to the bar has thing, hook it up, and so you're not. So John, look at it this way. So you're not
Yeah.
like you may get 50 people in the bar, but because it just may be one night like that.
Yeah.
50 people show up, and that's all. But you got 500 online,
yeah.
Saints and Sinners.
so 550 people, right?
Yeah.
You had the bar, right?
Joe brought a 7-piece his blues rock band, Saints and Sinners, who are awesome, and playing at the Kitsilano Showboat on August 3rd. Just saying.
Yeah.
Played here in the barbershop, and there's 30 people, 40 people outside, and it was cool, right?
I bet.
And
yeah.
then I was like, the next day I was like, Joe, I don't know, man, maybe I didn't advertise that right. I thought it would be like fully like much music or whatever.
Street full,
Right?
Yeah,
like Abbey Road.
Yeah, right? And
Yeah,
Joe's like, 3,500 people watched that show. So he played the Commodore in the barbershop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Bigger than the Commodore.
So
That's bigger than any
I got an
room
idea. I got an
stadium.
idea,
Yeah,
for you,
right.
John. So what we should do is, next year we're going to start doing this. We've had, when you bring this up, we had some bands locally want to do shows with us on our streaming. So like a concert, like opening act and
That'd be so
Yeah, a bill.
So we'll call you up and then
Okay.
and we'll do a show maybe with Saints and Sinners or something. It's more blues rock, so it's more
Okay.
bluesy. So we'll get you to
Yeah, that'd be
open up,
good.
and
That'd
then,
be nice.
we'll find a
That'd be so
venue,
cool.
and then we'll help you get going on that. And so what
Love
happens is if you do that and you're consistent at it, you get your music out to more people.
Yeah,
Right?
and that is my whole goal. It's
Yeah.
just
That's
it's
what
the
it sounds
music to the people. That's all I want to accomplish.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
And like I say, if I can affect one person, if I can make one person's life a little bit better, I just want to give back to music what music
See,
is doing.
because
to me.
I had people I've had people say Rocket. We had El Harlow in here in prison, and El said to me one day, he says, "Yeah, I watch your thing with your rock band and your blues rock thing." He says, "Yeah, it's really lots of fun." He goes, "Would you make any money from that, Joe?" And I says, "No, El." I says, "I don't need to." I says, like I told him, I says, "El, who cares?" I says, "I just reached 5,000 people last week."
Yeah.
I says, like, do I give a damn?
Yeah.
I says, 5,000 people have caught my band and listened to my
That's
music, and
incredible.
I says, and I'm fine with that. Whether they liked it or didn't like it, that's okay. I says it's like a show. You go to the show, you either like the artist or you don't like the artist,
Yeah.
or you like the artist, didn't like that show. I says it doesn't matter. I says the big thing is that like we're talking here, you want to reach as many people as you can, right?
That's what music's about,
Yeah.
man.
Let's
Yeah.
hear you doing this.
The culture, man. The culture.
It's-
Push
yeah.
the culture. We care about the culture. We care about
culture.
you.
And you know,
And you care about us.
you know, we as creatures, we sang before we talked.
Oh, fair.
You know,
Yeah.
we danced before we walked.
That's right.
You know,
We did.
you see it in children, and you see it through history.
See it in Bonnie, she can't stop.
So I'm gonna play a song. This is off my
do.
first album, my first EP, and this is the second song I ever wrote,
Okay.
and it took me 30 minutes on the
Okay.
couch. The first song took me 30 years. And I used to get in a lot of trouble with this song because it's called Red Hair, and none of my exes have red hair. So it was a little bit of a strategic planning mistake, but the song just came. This is one that came off the riff, and the words just came, and then the song, I then just crafted it off that.
Okay.
And so it's kind of about, it's about one that got away.
Okay.
Red hair and eyes of blue, prettiest girl I ever knew. Red hair and eyes of blue, prettiest girl I ever knew. Sweetest voice you've ever heard, free and easy like a bird. Sweetest voice you've ever heard, you know I hang on every word. Prettiest smile you've ever seen, no matter how far you've been. Prettiest smile you've ever seen, I'm her king and she's my queen. Yeah, red hair and eyes of blue, prettiest girl I ever knew. Red hair and eyes of blue, prettiest girl I ever knew. Softest lips I've ever kissed, sweet and gentle like morning mist. Softest lips I've ever kissed, they're the lips I'll always miss. Yeah, red hair and eyes of blue, prettiest girl I ever knew. Red hair and eyes of blue, prettiest girl I ever knew. Prettiest girl I ever knew.
Nice.
I like that.
Thank you. You
If
can,
that girl wasn't you.
you can see why my exes hated it.
Yeah, dude.
My
that
second
part.
wife forbade me from playing it in her presence.
Well,
You know what? You know
it's
what?
beautiful.
You know what I was gonna say? It's the red hair thing. Yeah, they don't have red hair. That's really like, who are you singing about, right?
It's just
I'm not
a
gonna
song.
tell you.
It's the idea of the one that got
But
away.
it's like Layla. There's
Yeah.
nobody named Layla.
No.
Right.
No.
No.
Exactly.
So,
Not technically.
Not
Right.
technically.
We all,
Her name was Patty.
we all know.
Yeah. When he was stealing George's wife, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if he stole her. I think she kind of just went that way.
Just went one door to
Because
the right.
because George was all entering different doors all the time.
Yeah. That must have been a rough life being a Beatle, you know, in many ways.
You know, funny you bring that up. Who said something the other day on one of the interviews? Somebody said, "Oh yeah," they asked Ringo Starkey, Ringo's kid, right?
The kid,
Yeah, Zach Starkey.
Zach, yeah.
Yeah, Zach. They said, so Zach, what's it like being a Beatles kid, a son? And he goes, well, it's not easy. He says, it wasn't easy.
No,
He says,
that.
what are you talking about? He says, well, you got all the fame and all the money and all you got. He says, well, you know what? We were taken care of, yeah. Our dads
No
took
doubt.
care of us, right?
Good.
But that's not the point. He says it's not as simple and straightforward as you think it is, right?
He's a killer drummer too, man.
He is a killer.
He got kicked out of the Who twice last month.
Yeah, he's not happy about that.
No.
Yeah, there's
I
something
saw him
weird
with, playing with Oasis.
I like what Ringo said about it, right? Ringo made a comment. He goes, well, what do you think would happen to your son? He goes, well, I says, I don't want to get too much into it, but the little man who's running the band has some strange ideas. That's Roger Daltrey, right?
Yeah, right.
So Roger answered back, says, if you got a problem with me, he says, I'm sorry, let's patch it up.
Oh,
I got-
that's nice.
that's
he
better
says-
than square up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he said we're too old. Like,
Yeah.
we're too old to be sparking barbs. And, we're not going to be here much longer, so it's not worth our time.
You know, a little Who segue, and take it back to Saskatchewan where I grew up. The very first hotel room that Keith Moon trashed
was in Regina.
was in Saskatoon.
Yeah.
Holiday Inn.
Yeah, yeah.
And I saw an interview with Townsend, and he said he chopped all the furniture up with a hatchet. And he goes, "Where do you get a hatchet on tour?"
Yeah, right.
Somebody found it.
Yeah,
Keith did.
My old hair cutter back in Regina, Keith tried to pick, she was in London, and Keith tried to pick her up one night on the street. The limo rolls up and the window comes down, and she says, this little freak was like, you want to come to a party? And she's like, no. And she ran away, and her friend was like, that was Keith Moon. I don't care who it was, I'm not getting in a car with
Best
a strange
decision she
guy.
ever made in her life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, shoot, I never would have got another haircut again.
Me and Joe would go. We'd go, hey Joe?
Oh, I go to the
Yeah,
party,
second.
yeah. You kidding me?
Yeah.
You're not going to mess up on the stories that guy could
Oh,
tell.
you can get to a
Or he's
Keith
probably
Moon party.
creating a story as you speak, right?
Yeah, exactly. You got something in mind.
Yeah. So anyways, back to I want to get back to the roots stuff for a minute.
Yeah.
So in Regina, especially. So did you play a lot in Regina?
I took up the guitar late. I never envisioned myself as a musician or an artist at all. I picked up the guitar because my younger brother bought one. And he's a really talented musician and guitarist. And there was this guitar hanging around, and there was a Led Zeppelin tablature book.
Oh, cool.
So I started with Stairway to Heaven. I can't even remember it now. Do 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 do. The little acoustic intro. That every guitar store hates. I started with that, and then I was afflicted with a sudden and severe case of early onset parenthood, and and it got to the point I couldn't even afford to dream.
Was it the redhead lady?
No, and
It's a redhead baby.
so I couldn't. Yeah, well, that would have been trouble. So, like I said, I couldn't even afford to dream. I had no idea what I wanted to be when I grew up because I was a kid. I hadn't grown up yet.
Yeah.
But the benefit of early parenthood is your kids are going early.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden
Yes.
it's like, all right, I can do whatever I want.
Yes,
And I
yes.
didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah, of course.
I had no idea. And I played the guitar on the couch for therapy, and
Yeah.
I wrote one song and I just played it for therapy. And my kids to this day know the words of so many Van Morrison songs and Springsteen songs that they went to sleep with,
right.
And so in that process somewhere after my kids left, I was living up in Roberts Creek on the Sunshine
Oh,
Coast.
cool. Very nice.
And I had a dream one night, and it was so vivid that it was a vision. It's on stage, festival, there's 10,000 people in front of there, I've got a rockin' band, and it was so real that it drives, I can see it right now when I'm talking about it, and it drives me to this day, and that was the message. It was like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I've never looked back. I have no choice. I can do nothing else.
That's good.
Yeah, so it hit me.
You're driven,
late.
anyways, right? You're driven. That's the thing.
Yeah, and and it's not even driven. It's just I have no choice. It's like, are you driven to sleep? Are you driven to eat? You just do it because you have to.
Yeah.
It's what it feeds my soul, and like I say, if I can give back a little bit of what music gave me, because it almost saved my life. I wasn't suicidal or anything, but I was such a mixed up kid, and And you know, Regina's a small pond.
I was gonna say that.
And there weren't a lot of people like me. I didn't find a lot of people, but I found musicians who were saying things that I felt in my heart.
So like Ash came he comes from
Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls.
Okay.
I always think when I say Niagara Falls, I think like I've been to Niagara Falls. I think of like they call it. It used to be like the honeymoon area.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, back in
Yeah.
the early days, 60s
Yeah.
and that honeymoon.
It was the
area.
honeymoon.
Honeymoon capital.
Yes, it was, wasn't
The
it?
honeymoon capital.
Why would you say it? I guess because of waterfalls. I guess.
It's still.
But it's
people-
pretty
people
tiny
honeymoon
place.
there. Oh, it's
Very
brutal.
tiny. Like
Yeah,
so
It's
I think like China.
35,000 people.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
small,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
So you two know what it's like to be in a small
That's
town.
what it was for us.
And to be the weirdo, right?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
To be standing up.
To be standing out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I-
And even though I tried so hard to fit in,
Yeah.
but it would. I
It's
knew.
hard. I mean,
I was pretending.
I grew up in East Vancouver and grew up in Vancouver, but I got married and I lived in my first wife, one wife, legally, I married her and she lived in Abbotsford. So, you know, she didn't want to come here, right? Vancouver to her was like big city, you know, and so
Yeah, right.
she'd come to the city, but she wasn't comfortable getting married and living here.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, I'll get used to living up there. It's nice out there and everything. Yeah, I fucking hated it. I mean, like, it caused the downfall of basically my marriage because,
Yeah.
like, I just
I can see
didn't.
that.
I didn't like. There's nothing I could do out there.
Because East Van's your one true love.
Well, but I got no friends. Like,
Yeah,
all
dude.
my friends,
Yeah.
I had to make friends.
Yeah.
That was shitty. And then, and, you know, and then because you're married, and then I gotta, you know, like socially awkward because you know you're a musician and you're like fuck, what am I gonna do here, right? You know, and
There's a
eventually,
Bible belt out there too.
yeah. So
That's
it
the other
was,
thing.
and it was just too tough. It was just like, you know, I kept coming back to the city because I just didn't know any other way, right? You know,
Yeah.
so
I hear
I
ya.
get you guys. It's small city, small town. It's tough, right?
Well, and now I moved back to the small town. I live in the Okanagan, in North Okanagan in
Well, it's
Armstrong.
nice there.
5,000 people.
Yeah.
And now when I come back to Vancouver, it's kind of a shock. I've
I
only been
bet
gone
you.
less than a year.
Yeah.
The traffic is insane. People are either driving way too slow or way too fast.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the other thing I see is I see so much stress on people's faces.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's not easy living in the city. There's so much great stuff, and I loved it here, and it's one of the great cities on earth. I don't care what anyone says.
It is
Vancouver is one of the best places on earth to live.
Yeah.
East Van.
You know,
Very weird. When we were doing the showboat the other night, just standing on top of where you was staging, look out at the water and Kitsilano
Stunning.
Beach in
Hey.
the mountains. Wow, you just look and you go like, you can't get a better looking view of this place like that. It's so nice. And on a summer day, Kitsilano Beach is the biggest pool. The pool that's the biggest outdoor saltwater pool.
That would be a good game
Yeah,
for you.
it's
John.
so great.
You'd like that.
The showboat.
Yeah. Have you
yeah,
played
you
the
know what?
showboat?
I've been talking with Barry for years about that.
You
thing.
know
And
Barry
just-
too, eh?
And just online, but it's never,
No,
I
it's
never
just-
landed it, or I was out of town.
I'll talk to him.
or
I'll
We
talk
can
to
work
him.
that out, I bet.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
such
we'll
a
work it out
sweet
to get you
guy.
there.
Okay, cool.
Joe can work it
Yeah,
out.
That'll be next
I'll-
summer.
I'll-
Yeah, that'd be next summer, but I'll talk to him.
I'll be
Because
down
I'm
here
pretty close
briefly in
with him,
October.
and you're getting into it with him,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he's a nice man. He's a
He's-
super,
That's
Really
that's the
good
feeling
guy.
I get from the emails. It comes across. Yeah.
he's super nice.
So we were talking about Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
So
Less said the
I'm on my
better,
third
right?
wife, and third time lucky, and she's from Switzerland, and I've been threatening to show her our country. I
Yeah.
want to show her the country. I want to take her on tour with me, and lo and behold, we're going to Toronto. We're going to Niagara Falls.
Oh,
And
damn.
we'll go make it a honeymoon. We've been together for years, but here's what happened. I got the Via Rail Artists on Board gig. So
Oh.
I'm playing music on the train.
Come on.
So I get a free train ride,
Wow.
Vancouver to Toronto and back. I get free meals. I get the cabin.
Dude, that's a dream for
It's-
me to take.
When
that.
you doing that?
Right.
That's in October.
Wow.
Dude.
So
Wow.
I get my meals. I get a cabin. I play three sets a day on the
You
train.
better
Beautiful.
get your phone out and film now.
Yes,
Now
definitely.
that will be an epic thing.
Dude.
And when I,
Online and get people to follow you online.
that's a great idea.
I'll follow.
I'll start building that now. Good idea.
Yes, dude.
So when I got the contract for the gig, I'm reading it because I read contracts, and there's a little clause that says, "If you wish, one person may accompany you at no extra charge."
Oh wow.
So my wife's coming with me.
Good stuff.
We're getting, it's a $10,000 vacation.
Oh shit.
We're going to Toronto. I've got 4 gigs booked. I'm playing the Horseshoe Tavern.
Dude,
Oh!
nice.
Woo!
Yeah.
And
you
that you better stream that. You better stream that too.
Oh,
Okay?
so I'll be talking to them. I don't know what their setup is. I'll be streaming that, or at least recording that. And everyone from the Stones to the Ramones.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody.
Every
Country people.
Blue
rock.
Rodeo, of course.
Blue Rodeo, yeah.
Gordon Lightfoot, one of
Gordon
my heroes.
Lightfoot, yeah.
And so
Wow.
I've got 4 gigs booked there. I'm playing 2 on Queen Street, 1 somewhere, I don't know where the hell, 1 on Kitchener Waterloo.
Kitchener is a good town. Snitching or Ratterloo.
Snitching or Waterloo.
That's a good town.
It's a
Such
good
a
town.
good town.
So yeah, so I'm back here in October. I'm doing a couple dates here before that, and then on the after it. And I think
Tell
it's-
us where you're playing, and we'll come and interview you right at the show. That'll be
Okay.
We'll
Yeah,
come
I'll-
here.
I'll
You
let
guys
you know.
stay. We'll come here.
Yeah, I'm at the.
Oh yeah, we'll come here too.
I'm at
Come
the
on.
Brighton in August, and then I'm at the Yard, I think, in October. I don't know. I'll let you know.
You let us know.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
So let's hear one more before we go.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
So, like,
Let's see. Pick one off the record here. Well, okay.
Wow, that's cool on the train thing. Are you
Wow.
kidding me?
And
Wow.
intense.
I love trains. I don't
Okay,
know how
I'm really from Niagara on the Lake, so go there
Okay.
because it's way nicer than Niagara Falls.
So, I have a thing about trains. I've got so many train songs. I didn't do it on purpose. I've got train songs on here. They're just I love trains.
You
They're in
willed
my
it.
soul.
You willed it to happen.
I willed it to happen, I guess. Yeah. And I'm gonna play this song called "Going Nowhere Slow." It's based on something my dad used to tell us when we were kids. And it's about getting unstuck. You're stuck in life, and when you're stuck, I know I've been there, and you just got to do something. You just got to move, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So that's what this song's about. It's called "Going Nowhere Slow." You gotta leave this town behind. You gotta get yourself moving. You ride that train to the end of the line, going nowhere slow. Going nowhere slow, traveling in one spot. You know you gotta buy a ticket to win the big jackpot. Well, sometimes the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. Sometimes the right move is the one that makes no sense. Sometimes you just gotta jump off that moving train. Going nowhere slow, traveling in one spot. You know you gotta buy a ticket to win the big jackpot. Well, it's tough out there in the big wide world. It's hard to make it alone. Any road will get you there if you don't know where you're going. You know it's gotta be better than going nowhere slow. Going nowhere slow, traveling in one spot. You know you gotta buy a ticket to win the big jackpot.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I think I had a little white man's overbite going there, didn't I?
That was great, Joe.
You know that one, the white man's overbite? I watched video of myself, I'm like, whoa, I don't know, that's a good look, John.
No, you're crazy entertaining.
Yeah.
When we saw
Oh,
you
thank
at the
you.
Brighton, it was incredible, dude.
Oh, it's such a great room.
You know, we had so much fun. We were screaming, everyone's singing along. It was super fun. And then, okay, so then it's over. Then Bonnie and I were talking to some lawyer guy, and he's like, "Why?" He's freaking out. He's like, and we're like, "Woo, we're gonna keep going. We know where there's more music."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I'm coming too. I have more music." So got an Uber, hopped in this Escalade, and went down to the Princeton, and
It wasn't.
It wasn't an Uber. We just hopped in some guy's Escalade and said, "Princeton, let's go!"
And he took it?
Oh yeah, he was horrified.
That's wild. That's wild.
You haven't met Bonnie, but she's terrifying.
That's incredible. You hopped in some stranger's car?
Yeah,
Did you pay him?
yeah, we did. Well, me and the lawyer didn't, but the guy's just kind of shocked. He's like Casper White, and Bonnie's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "I'm not an Uber." Bonnie gave him $20 and we ran into the bar.
That's one of the best stories I've ever heard.
Yeah, it was fun.
You carjacked a guy.
Yeah, I guess we did.
And then paid him.
For rock and roll.
Yeah, rock and roll. Yeah, go down to see some horse opera.
That's right.
Those guys are good. I love horse opera. I did a show with them at Princeton.
They are good.
Yeah.
We just saw those guys the other night.
I love their logo. That's one of the coolest logos
they got
ever.
cool logos.
That is one of the coolest
Yes,
logos.
they do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Their
we want to
bass player's got the
thanks,
best
John.
haircut.
Thank you for coming out.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Ash.
You're very welcome,
This is-
man.
We gotta do
I
this
love
again.
this.
We'll do it again.
Oh,
Yeah,
every
feels
time
good.
in town, I'd love to do it. We'll keep in
We're,
touch.
I think we're all kindred souls here. I think we're all thinking about the world the same way.
You
Yeah.
know, meeting you two guys, there was none of this, no ripple. You know, none of that. You know, it was like boom, real, boom, real.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he came in with a poster, and I was like, "Yep, that's my guy."
Well, you know, I just got to shout out. That's East Bend.
That's East Bend.
That's East Bend. This is where the real people live.
Thank you.
All right. See you
All right.
again, guys.
Okay.
We love you all.
Woo!
Each and every one of you.